Welcome everyone to the Avengenerds podcast, where we talk Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and more. I'm your host Peyton, and with me is my co-host Torin.
Yo.
We have a great show for everyone this week. We're going to be talking about Wonder Man and the news of the week. There's going to be time codes in the description or the show notes if you want to jump around. And with that, let's just get right into the news. So first up, we got probably the biggest news of the week or weeks. I don't remember how long it's been. But Kathleen Kennedy is retiring from Lucasfilm. As we've discussed before, she's being succeeded by Dave Filoni and a producer, sort of the James Gunn, Peter Safran sort of deal. But as she is on her way out, she gave some updates on some future Star Wars projects. So I almost said James Gunn's. Imagine James Gunn doing a Star Wars movie. I mean, he basically did with Guardians, I guess. But James Mangold's film, which was Dawn of the Jedi, I believe it was supposed to be sort of like the origin of the Jedi, is on hold, but apparently has an incredible script. Donald Glover has turned in a script for the Lando movie, so it's cool to know that's still happening with Donald Glover still, attached. Simon Kinberg is actively working on a new trilogy of films that both Dave Filoni and the new producer are very on board for. Taika Waititi turned in a great script for a film she calls Hilarious and Great, and confirmed that the Hunt for Ben Solo script is still on the back burner. So I think relatively exciting stuff. She didn't give an update for the Rey movie, but apparently it is still going ahead, so that's good. But I guess the thing I got out of this is that we're still getting the Lando movie with Donald Glover.
For real. Yeah, because it's been like almost 5 years since you heard about it? Like 3, 4, maybe?
I don't remember. Yeah, because they announced, well, it was originally supposed to be a show, but then it got turned into a movie, or it wasn't. I don't think Donald Glover was writing the script, and then they overhauled it, and Donald Glover was like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, because I remember he was writing with his brother.
Yeah. Man, when was that announced?
Well, because I remember is that he was working on it whenever Atlanta was still on.
Yeah.
So
it was announced December 10th, 2020.
Yeah, so 6 years ago.
Yeah, I remember when all that shit got announced too. I was picking up my brother from school, and I was driving, but I was also on the phone refreshing Twitter.
Oh my God!
I had to know. I was like, oh my God, there's a Lando show. The Acolyte. Bro, oh my God.
Bro's doing dangerous driving practices.
Hey, bro, it had to be done.
Damn Star Wars.
It had to be done.
Wars news, bro.
Yeah, 90% of it didn't even happen.
Calling your insurance company and be like, "So what happened?" Please. I was looking for Star Wars news. You know what? Fair, full money rewarded. But yeah, no. So that's still all very exciting. I came in for all the Star Wars fans that hate everything coming out.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy how the tide turns, because Dave Filoni taking over from Kathleen Kennedy would have been a godsend to everybody 8 years ago, and now people are like, oh no.
Exactly.
The Ahsoka guy, oh no, the Mando guy. But torn on to some DC news. Sam McCurdy, who did an episode of Game of Thrones, and he also did Shogun, will serve as the new cinematographer for Superman 2, aka Man of Tomorrow, getting rid of Henry Bram.
Yep. So no more wide angles.
Well,
get ready for shallow depth of field.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But Shogun's incredible, bro.
Yeah,
that's probably some of the best cinematography I've seen in the show in a while. And so this is a W for sure.
It is interesting how I liked the cinematography in Superman, so I don't want to say downgrade, but and I can't fully fault him for the Flash, because I feel like the Flash is no one's fault outside of Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
But Guardians 3 and the Suicide Squad had some incredible cinematography, and then you jump to the Flash and Superman, And even though I like Superman, I mean, you compare it especially to the Suicide Squad, which had phenomenal cinematography. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like they were. To be fair, I think James Gunn has said as much, that he was trying new stuff with Superman with the camera. He wanted to keep the camera, not static. He wanted to keep it moving.
Exactly, because you can tell that with the camera, it was just super like dynamic. Because when you compare it to like the Suicide Squad, like most of it is like it's like full shots to like wide angles, which is definitely Henry Baum's thing. He's a wide angle type of guy. So then when you're cutting to Superman, and definitely with it being experimented on, like just like how the camera was like performing, you could definitely tell there's like a change in like just the equipment and like overall the lenses they were using. Because for example, it's like you have Superman flying back to the fortress, and it's like super duper fast, but like it's like the thing what they were doing with Superman is that like they're shooting from a wide angle, but the subject was very close. So then like because of that, it provides like a little bit of a wonky experience to look at while this character is like flying, instead of it from like, I don't know, like Zack Snyder, where it's like anytime Superman is flying, the camera is like just, it's like floating, but it still kind of like has like a little bit of like staticness to it.
Yeah, the superior filmmaker.
Yeah, I guess. whatever you say, bro. And then so that's the thing with Henry Brahms, is that like usually whenever he's doing the wide angles with Superman, David's like close. So because of that, like it ends up like exaggerating his movements a lot more, versus like in Guardians, where it's like like they're working with like the motion capture and everything, and so are the wide angles, but like there's more so of like the set design to help with that. We're seeing that from like the High Evolutionaries planet and everything, and just a lot of like set, like also like when it comes like to the house like they're in at one point,
for sure.
So there's a lot of stuff with that. But from going with like Shogun, like Sam McCurdy, I haven't seen Game of Thrones, kind of don't want to watch it right now. I already know how it ends.
I don't think anyone would blame you. So, like that show went from, oh my god, dude, you gotta watch this show, to, I mean, you can if you want.
Yeah, exactly. So like, but then also when it comes down to Shogun, I know what Shogun, and then I don't know what equipment they're going to use for Man of Tomorrow, and I don't know what they're using for Superman, but I know that for Shogun they were using an RE Alexa Mini, and then like the type of lenses they were using was kind of like, it had some of like a vintage lens flare type of thing. So when it comes down to like them filming it, I can already tell, just whenever it gets closer to whenever the movie releases, I can already tell that it's going to be a lot more colorful, and it's going to be a lot more like it's going to provide a lot more depth to the actual focus of the characters inside of the camera. But yeah, no, for sure. Sam McCurdy, great cinematographer for sure.
The Superman stuff isn't even like when he's fighting the kaiju.
Yeah,
like all that looks terrific. The shot of him, after the building crumbles, like it felt like you said, it only falters when it's a close-up shot.
Yeah,
but
because
still
like
has the wide angle.
Yeah, and it's like with that, like it's a little bit more of a leeway, because like it's just working with CGI and then having to do all that. But like when of course whenever it's flying, like especially in the beginning, where it's like where like it kind of shoots up to David's face like a little bit, looks kind of like wonky, and then it goes downwards to like the emblem, and then we see the title card. That's the stuff that's like kind of like, it looks a little wonky. But I think overall, like there's still a lot of like dynamic shots and like a lot of like great camera movement that provides a little bit of uniqueness to Superman for sure. Like the fight with him and like Ultraman was like
Really
so
good.
fucking dope. That was so
when
dope.
the camera's like the camera and them are like spinning in the sewer.
Yeah, it's like, yeah,
And they're flipping around and stuff. Very good.
So yeah, because it flips, because it like literally it feels like they were doing like a reverse dolly with like kind of like a jib, kind of like a little jib arm, because like the camera follows them, then it goes upside down, but then it turns and goes back into the normal position, and then it goes to like the left and everything. It's like, that is so incredibly insane. And not only that, but like the whole like lens thing when he's breaking the glass in like the little pocket dimension using 3 different lenses and switching them on and off is kind of crazy.
Yeah, impressive stuff, just doesn't always work. For anyone that doesn't fully know what we're talking about, if you rewatch Superman, just notice whether the camera's moving or not, and more often than not it is moving. Like the only time it really doesn't move is in like the scenes in like Lois's apartment, or right after Superman's sort of like sad and stuff and they're fighting the kaiju in the back. Like there are static scenes, but a lot of the time, like even in the scene where Lois is trying to recruit the Justice Gang's help, like the camera's moving a lot even there too.
Yeah. And so like usually most of the time, like just depending on like what it is, they're gonna put the camera on an arm, and like usually it's like some type of crane attachment, and they're gonna like usually follow around the camera with like a remote. So one of them was definitely at the beginning, they were shooting in like kind of like a volume in a really huge space, and the camera was on an arm while David was on a kind of like a platform, like him being like swung and everything. And then I'm pretty sure, yeah, when Lois is recruiting the Justice Gang, it was on an arm as well, kind of like a little jib thing, and like just following them with like a remote, while like, you know, you have like your AC with like a follow focus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cameras.
Superman.
Gotta look. Superman.
I do think it's funny. Like you see a lot of people like, oh my gosh, he finally dropped Henry Brett. I feel like it's more likely he's just going like, hey, like he's probably just gonna be working on a different thing in the DCU probably.
I mean, yeah, I feel like that's just how like the business is, you know.
Yeah,
it's like you know, with Greg Fraser and like you know, Denis, you know, they were working for Doom Part 1 and Part 2, but then Greg Fraser's he's not even gonna do that.
Doing the Beatles.
Yeah, he's doing the Beatles.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Beatles, have you seen the first looks?
I did.
Looks pretty solid.
Yeah, especially Paul Mescal as Paul. I was like, oh shit, he really very good. The one everyone's upset about is Lennon
Quinn.
and Quinn. Yeah, as the
other
one.
Because like Joseph Quinn looks like someone said he looks like Charles Manson.
Jesus.
And I was like, damn, crazy work.
I've come to the conclusion that I don't like Barry Keoghan. I think I've just come to that conclusion that I don't love him as an actor.
You don't like Barry Keoghan?
Yeah.
Or the people call him Barry Keoghan. It's Barry Keoghan, whatever.
We used to call him Keoghan, and then we started calling him, I don't know. I still don't know what the right one is.
I'm hearing more of Keegan.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're right.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I didn't know how to pronounce Sean Levy's name until I saw an interview, and they were like Sean Levy, and Ryan Reynolds was like, yeah, it means Sean Levy. I was like, oh, okay, it's Levy. Someone asked Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, anyway, all that to say, a cinematographer's job is to make a shot look good, right? To make sure, you know, the characters are where they need to be for the shot, so the camera can look a certain way, and the lighting and stuff like that. And if the camera's moving a lot, that can change a lot of stuff. So I mean, I don't necessarily. I mean, it'd be a hard thing to do. But yeah,
for sure.
Speaking of Man of Tomorrow will reportedly introduce Maxima as a secondary antagonist in the movie. Now, Maxima's she's a relatively niche. The only thing I know Maxima from is Superman the Animated Series, where she's like uber obsessed with Superman and is like almost like a black cat. She's like a black cat. She's like, please, Superman, I want sex. And Superman's like, I'm good, dude. I'm chilling. But she doesn't like want him like romantically. She's just like, but that's really all. I don't know if that's like even accurate to the, I assume it's accurate to the comics, but I'm curious if that's like the angle that James Gunn is gonna go for. It's like, dang, this Superman guy, he's good looking, and Superman's like, I'm chilling, man. Please leave me alone.
Crazy, man. I'm gonna get even more freaked out shit on Man of Tomorrow, bro.
Are you familiar with Maxima?
Not really.
She crazy.
You know what? Okay, I do remember. Yes. I just remember that her like wearing green. Oh yes.
She does.
Okay, now that I look at it, yes. Yeah, she's from Almanac. Okay. Now I'm reading about it. I remember her now a little bit. Okay.
Should Superman ditch Lois Lane for her?
Nah.
Hey, you don't know that, bro. You don't know who. What if they cast someone you like? Torn. Some Marvel news. The only piece of Marvel news. Daredevil Born Again. We got the season 2 trailer.
We did, after it like leaked like almost a year ago.
Yeah.
Crazy as hell.
Looks terrible. Disney is screwing everything up. No, it looks really good. Yeah, I'm very excited to see what this new team does after the overhaul of season 1, which I'm still annoyed that people are like, oh my god, season 1 was so shit, I can't believe X, Y, and Z. I'm like, I've talked about this to death, but like, it's a miracle that season works literally at all. But
for sure,
now that this team has an opportunity to have creative control over the entirety of the season, the entirety of the filmmaking process, I'm very, very intrigued as to the direction this goes, visually, how it's going to look. And visually, it does look good. They're clearly very focused on lighting in this, and like character specific lighting. People notice that there seems to be another fight in Josie's, the bar, and there's a lot less fog. So they either listened to criticism or they knew, because again, that overhaul, I mean, they had to put it together pretty quick. I mean, I imagine the fog was there to, hide some of the to cut corners, basically. But yeah, I think this will put people at ease, people that felt some type of way about season 1. But in the trailer, we see Matt is with Karen. We know that she's going to play a pivotal role in the season, which is very exciting. We see what appears to be a flashback with Foggy, because he got his old look, the pre glow up. It's amazing. He got long hair and he shaved. He looks exactly the same.
No, I don't even think it's a flashback, bro.
There's no way they'd bring him back and he doesn't look swag as shit. Like, that dude was looking suave. My boy was picking up chicks like crazy.
It's a variant. They did a Loki situation, bro. They got the time zone. They went back to 2015. They got Foggy back, and then bam, that's it.
Imagine how pissed people would be if they did that.
That'd be fucking insane.
We got Fisk.
This is crazy.
Being bald.
Fisk. We got Fisk doing a boxing match. He's doing a side quest.
Yeah. Matthew Lillard
It was looking good.
Yeah.
See more Jessica Jones.
Yeah, we got the reveal Jessica Jones looking the same.
Yeah, Kristen Ritter does not age at all.
I want to see her do more power stuff with her powers.
Me too.
I imagine she's not going to do anything too crazy, like, but you know, we're rumored to be getting some kind of solo Jessica Jones something or other, whether it's a special presentation or I don't know, but very exciting stuff there. But yeah, I mean, it's set for March 24th. Thank God, because it's been so long since we got the trailer. Everyone was really worried that it might get delayed, but 'tis not getting delayed. It's coming March 24th, which is just right around the corner, basically. So we don't have to wait too long for peak.
Yeah.
But Torn, that is the news of the week, which means it's time to move on to our topic, which is, of course, Wonder Man, the newest Marvel MCU television series. We're going to do non-spoilers and spoilers, time codes if you want to just skip to the spoiler section, or if you want to skip the spoiler section entirely. But Torin, why don't you start us off with some non-spoilery thoughts?
I think this is like definitely a top 3, maybe even top 5 MCU show for me. I think it's just very wonderful, like character development, character display, great writing. Another like grounded Marvel show that brings like a great level of authenticity to like what it's trying to say is so good. Now, I have my thoughts on She-Hulk. But the one thing that I liked about She-Hulk was that it was set in a world, like it was set in the MCU, but it's like a regular person trying to live their life. And this is also what I liked about Wonder Man, is like it is like, you know, they're name dropping all the heroes, right? And that's cool, but like it's literally just a regular person, or a person, Simon Williams, trying to like live his life as an actor. And overall, like one thing that I was able to really like about the show was that there's a dynamic between Yahya Abdul-Mateen II and Sir Ben Kingsley that just was so heartwarming to see, you know, just having that level of like profoundness to them, and yet like it's all whimsical, and them just going on like little adventures and discovering one another was so cool. It is such a really like refreshing thing to see, like where like, you know, just not even like in a MCU show, but just a show in general where like it cares about its characters. Not saying that some shows don't do that, but I'm saying like in the context of like where, you know, some shows just don't, just they'll bring in characters and they'll throw them out, or like there's not enough development. I think this manages to do it just that. Like it just does it justice. With it being 8 episodes, like I'm glad that it wasn't a 6-episode show, but I like how the show ends, and we'll get to that later on, is that it wants you, I felt like I wanted more from this character in a good way. Not like, man, like we left off on that, like damn, like that's crazy, but like I know we're gonna get him again, and the show's doing well on the internet, like thankfully so, or at least from what I've seen. I'm not giving people the time of day.
We don't know the numbers, but I mean, hopefully the word of mouth is you know, getting this show along. But yeah, we don't have the numbers yet.
But no, it's like overall, like this show was like fantastic. It was really great to see like the show do well and manages to tell the story that it needed to tell, and it just felt so satisfying seeing like this type of show like just conclude the story in a great way where nothing felt rushed, nothing felt like, and I guess in a sense like forced. There was like great natural pacing about this show that just felt so right to see. And I know some people were complaining about like the marketing for the show, and I do agree that there should have been more marketing of it. But I think that like we're getting a little bit of that marketing now just because the show is doing so well. Like discussing film, just posted something about like Wonder Man. It was like kind of like this like funny thing on like Rotten Tomatoes. I know they did a little thing with Fandango whenever the show released. But yeah, man, this show fucking rocks, dude. It's so fucking good. I think everyone should watch it. I have been seeing a little bit of complaints that we'll get into later, but personally, I don't fucking care. The show is amazing. I gave the show a 4.5 out of 5, so definitely like a 9 out of 10. I think it's just really well done stuff from my opinion. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly agree for the most part. I absolutely loved this show. The biggest complaint I've seen is that, well, maybe not the biggest complaint I've seen. I don't know. But a lot of people are like, who didn't like it are like, oh, it's so slow. It's such a slow show. The fuck? What are you talking about? This is a slow show. It feels like the equivalent of that meme with video games. Like, oh, people don't like video games unless it's got a gun or a ball in it. Like, it's like that's what it feels like. Because like the show is 8 episodes. They're each 30 minutes long, and like it's paced like a normal ass show. Like it's just a normal show, and that's a lot of people's biggest compliment to it is that it doesn't feel like this quote unquote superhero schlock or Marvel slop or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It just feels like a normal show. It just happens to have some Marvel elements in it.
Exactly.
Like Ben Kingsley's Trevor Slattery, who I just fucking adore. I love his character so much. Ever since Iron Man 3, which I'll defend till the day I die. Great film, great twist. Is a comic accurate? No, I don't care. It works for the movie. It works for the story. And I also just love Ben Kingsley. He's just a phenomenal actor, but he clearly has so much fun playing this character, and to see a bit more of a serious side of seeing this character fleshed out more outside of essentially being comedic relief was super fun to see. And of course, Yahya Abdul-Mateen as Simon Williams was him, and especially them two together are absolutely magnetic. They have incredible chemistry. Literally, some of my favorite scenes of them in the show are when they're just quoting lines to each other, and they're sharing their love of acting. It's so fun to watch. But yeah, like Torrin said, like it's about Simon Williams just essentially just trying to get by in this world and just trying to make it as an actor. That's the conceit of the show. He just happens to have superpowers, and he happens to be being pursued by the Department of Damage Control, which again, if we just pretend this is a normal show, you can just replace with like the FBI or CIA. Same shit, like it's insanely normal. Yeah, I thought this was just absolutely wonderful. Did you see Aman Vellani's Letterboxd review?
No, I didn't see it. What did she say about it?
She gave it a 4.5, and she was like, watch Wonder Man, and if that's not convincing enough, allow me to briefly tickle your inner skeptic with a list. If you like movies, watch Wonder Man. If you like movies about movies, watch Wonder Man. If you're a Midnight Cowboy fan, watch Wonder Man. If you've seen every Marvel ever or no Marvels at all, watch Wonder Man. If you're a little sucker for a mentorship buddy comedy, watch Wonder Man. If you prefer your superheroes human first and super second, watch Wonder Man. If you miss Ben Kingsley's America. Delivery, watch Wonder Man. If you forgot what sincerity looks like, watch Wonder Man. If you're craving something breathable and refreshingly uninterested in assaulting you with lore, watch Wonder Man. If you appreciate some baller needle drops, watch Wonder Man. If you miss when the MCU was grounded and kind of weird and small and a little sad, or perhaps you felt something's been missing lately and you can't quite put your finger on what, congrats, you found it. Watch Wonder Man. If you like when people who clearly care make projects for people who really care, watch Wonder Man. Amal Vellani's sick. Yep.
I know. This is a person that knows ball, bro. That knows, like, that is a true lover of the craft. One of the true lovers of the craft for sure.
I love Ben Kingsley as a man. I guess if I had a complaint about Iron Man 3 is that we didn't get enough of him as the Mandarin, because he is just so good. Are you ready for another lesson? Like, oh, Ben Kingsley. But yeah, I mean, you gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Yeah. I said in my review, really, it's not higher because of the things that I wanted but didn't see. Now, to be fair, you should review and rate stuff based on what it is and not what you wanted it to be necessarily. However, I feel justified in this because the marketing really made it seem like they were going to touch on superhero fatigue, and they just don't do that. And I was really hoping to see that, and for them to touch on that in this show, and they don't. But it's fine. It's still obviously a great show. But yeah. Also, it's Destin Daniel Cretton. Also Andrew Guest, and if anyone doesn't know who Andrew Guest is, he's done a little bit of stuff for Marvel now, but he was also like a major producer and writer on Community.
That's what I was like, his name looks familiar.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, because when I saw the credit, I was like, Andrew Guest, where do I know that name from? I probably saw him a million times when I watched Community.
Interesting stuff.
But yeah, I think that's all I have to say on the non-spoiler section. Incredible show. Yes. Please watch it. Give it a fucking shot.
Please watch Wonder Man. Like, I swear, like, this movie, this show is so, like, incredible. So it's just wonderful, man.
Get out of here. That was terrible.
but no, seriously, like, oh my god, I want to talk about this show. Or I want to get into spoilers. I have so much I gotta say. Oh, sorry.
It's probably the best paced, right? Marvel show.
It is definitely probably the best paced Marvel show.
I'm trying to think of. I mean, maybe Loki season 2, I guess.
Loki season 2, and then, like, if I'm probably gonna say another one that's like pretty good is like Agatha.
Oh, yeah,
a little bit.
No, yeah, Agatha was well paced, yeah. But yeah, I forgot if I said it or not, but I do agree with you that it's top 5.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I have it 4th.
4th?
Yeah, I think I have it 4th. It's not top 3, because I am biased towards Hawkeye. I love Hawkeye, but you know, that's just me. But yeah, let's get into spoilers.
Okay.
America.
Ready for another lesson? See, I'm gonna bounce around a little bit from like you know, the whole show. So I think for me, what's funny about Simon Williams, right? We start off with Simon Williams. He's on the set of American Horror Story.
Yep. And
the one thing about Simon, and you get to it, like, you know, throughout the show, like just in the first episode, but then you start to kind of see it, his character being progressed in the show. Simon's an asshole, bro. He's not only an asshole, but he's self-centered, and you see that through his work. But because, like, he's so into the craft, it gets into his way.
Yeah.
And so But what's so funny is that someone said this on social media, and I'm like, wow, I didn't think of it that way. Is that like Simon Williams, like at least up until like his, when you see like his character in American Horror Story, and the character that he's gonna play is like kind of like that commentary of like the black man being like a secondary character type of thing, right? Because he's playing this character on American Horror Story who's just gonna die, and then like when he's auditioning, he's playing like kind of like I wouldn't say like a one-off character, but he's playing the secondary character for sure. So, but the one thing about like Simon that I liked,
before you get to that, I saw something similar, except about the Doorman episode.
Yeah,
how they felt it was about black people essentially being used as entertainment and then they being thrown aside when everyone's done.
So yeah, that's the one thing I liked about it too, was that like, because if you don't know who Doorman is a villain to Wonder Man in the comics, or he's just a villain, right? And so like one thing I liked about this show was, it's funny because She-Hulk literally talked about this in her finale, was that like, yeah, every Marvel show ends off with like a big CGI battle and shit like that. Kind of glad we didn't get that in Wonder Man. But the whole thing with like Doorman,
I would have loved to have gotten it, but in the movie,
yeah, in the movie, it would have been fine in the movie.
Yeah, because then it would like sure. we like you get your cake and eat it too, or whatever. Like,
yeah,
you
for
still
sure.
have the CGI battle, but it's not doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, but like it's one of those things to where like that would have been such a perfect setup for him to become a villain, because it's like, oh yeah, like he's saying all this hate online, he accidentally fucking kills Josh Gad.
Well, I won't say kill him. We don't know if he's dead. Kill him, but like he's missing. He accidentally gives Josh Gad a missing status. That was so when he initially showed up, I was like, oh Jesus Christ. But as it went along, I was like, oh no, this is a fun bit. This is a fun, like when he started singing the fucking song he does from, I think it's Frozen 2. He was like, it's summer, bitch. I was like, this is good. I'm on board.
And then like how he's like, he's talking to Demar, what's his name? Fuck.
Damar.
Not Damar. Now I look like an asshole. But we got he's talking to Damar, he's like, yeah, I'm not a good actor.
Yeah.
It's so funny. But yeah, no, like just the fact that like there is the setup was all there, like in the universe of like, yeah, like actors can't, or superheroes cannot be actors, because of this whole situation. But it was the perfect segue, like to literally have the villain, like for him to be a villain, like him being black and being commodification for like, entertainment. And not only seeing him online, right, seeing the negativity he's getting online, and then like having to go on a show where like someone's making fun of him, is just like, that's like that was like a perfect segue for that. But I'm glad that it was something that tied into the universe of Wonder Man inside of the MCU, which is so cool.
Also Roxanne, Cloak and Dagger, etc., etc.
Yeah, there is, Roxanne, Cloak and Dagger. So,
although I will say, people are like, "Oh my god, it canonizes the Cloak and Dagger." No, it doesn't. It's like, but Roxanne was in Iron Man 1. We're losing the ancient texts, bro. Like,
for sure. But yeah, no, like just like going on to like more so like Simon. I definitely like love his character. For sure. Kind of a little bit, like I kind of relate to Simon a little bit. Just like, bro.
Well, you look like him.
Black. I do look. Oh, dude, I would never get over that compliment. That made me happy.
Well, it wasn't a real compliment.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I feel like it was
No,
a little racist.
I'm gonna just continue, but no, like just like being this character who like is like always in their own head, who is, you know, he's definitely like an overthinker as well, and like sort of like closes himself off whenever things get tough. You know, it just felt like a little bit of, you know, like I said, I related to that like a little bit. Like I feel like I'm always trying to make things work, or like at least like whenever I'm like trying to write or I'm like reading something, I'm always trying to fill in like the gaps. And you know, I'm a little bit of a quiet kid at times, but whenever I'm trying to get in that element, it ends up working out. But I feel like a lot of people can relate to Simon as a character. Like, you know, there's something that like you end up liking, or like, you know, you have like a passion and you care about the passion, and sometimes that can get in the way of your life and everything.
Yeah, one line I really loved was after the party, he is in the car with Trevor, and he's like, and every week I see these fucking idiots on Deadline, and it's like, why is it not me? Like, these guys are not good. And it's like, a lot of times I feel like a lot of people can relate, or at least people like us, where we're like trying to like we want to be in this space in some way, like, because you want to be I don't know I don't know what do you, I don't know what you want to be specifically. Actually, what do you want to be directly?
I mean, I want to be, like, I do want to like be a filmmaker and like be an actor, like whether it's a voice or like on screen.
Yeah, and I want to be a voice actor.
Yeah,
and sometimes I'd be hearing some performances and I'm just like, I could have done that better.
Yeah, no,
which is like, I feel like it's an egotistical thing to say, but it's not like I do that with everything.
Yeah, no,
you know, like,
sure.
I'm not Troy Baker. You know, I'm not Nolan North, and I never will be. But like, if I feel like I can do something better, like, I feel like you're doing something wrong. You know?
Yeah, no, it's definitely one of those things to where I'm gonna just get into it, where, you know, in San Antonio, or at least like in any city that you're in, who caters to filmmaking right now. In Texas, we're a state that's catering more to filmmaking and like just to create the arts. You can sign up for a creative grant, or a creative grant, where like they give you a certain amount of money to make a short film, and then you submit it somewhere whenever it's done, and then they have like a screening. I signed up for that grant, did it get accepted, and there was one point where I saw one of the films that a person made, and I'm like, they gave you this amount of money and this is what you made. Like, this is bad. And it's just like, it's insane. Like, and I know, like, it's very, like I said, he's very egotistical, and it's very like, you know, self-centered, but it's just like, you know, we do care about the craft.
Mm-hmm.
We do want to be great. And to see people that, like, not saying that they don't care, but like to see people like get chosen and get these opportunities, and they're benefiting off of that, and they're not doing their best, or what we perceive to be doing their best, it sucks. And like, you know, that's the whole thing with like, just, you know, Simon as a character, where it's like, you know, he is like, he's literally like, or also I gotta mention that because of his personality, his girlfriend breaks up with him, like, just straight up. Like, he walks up and sees movers taking like her stuff out and everything, and so So yeah, it just his craft got in the way of his personality, and his craft got in the way of his personal life. The Snow Bunny's crazy.
No, but it is really. I mean, but it's like he's obviously a character in a show that has to be entertaining, so he does take it to the extreme.
Yeah,
but it is related. Like the scene specifically, the whole sequence is very good. But the specific scene when he's doing the American Horror Story and he's with the writer and he's like, "Because I think this and this and this," and the writer's like, "Oh, really? I didn't think about all that." And he was like, "But it's here though in the subtext."
Yeah, no.
It's like, bro, the writer's telling you it don't mean shit.
Yeah, exactly. No, like exactly, because like I've been there, bro. Like I literally have seen people be like this on set. So that was kind of like a secondhand embarrassment from like, you know, someone who wants to be a writer and like someone who has worked with actors like that. I'm just like, oh my god, bro, just like play the part. And then it also gets to the point where like his agent doesn't like him as well, or to an extent, like, or she's very irritated with him at times. But like, yeah, dude, it's, you know, Simon's like definitely such a layered character, as well as with Trevor Slattery, which like I was going to say that like he kind of brings him down to earth in a way. Because like that's where
weirdly,
it's weirdly, but it's like, you know,
well, they bring each other down to earth.
Well, yeah, they do for sure. That's why like the dynamic works so well, is because it's like, you know, Trevor Slattery, even though he cares for the art, he definitely cares for the arts, because like he's been in the game for like 30 plus years,
and his arc is essentially, oh, it's not about me, it's time to, like, it's for the next generation, like the kids are all right kind of thing, and then like I can,
yeah. And then it's always like one of those things to where like also the commentary about pasts keeps coming up, and we see it with Trevor all the time, like and like literally like every episode they're like, yeah, didn't this guy used to play a terrorist and everything like that. And then Trevor is also a commentary of like, you know, like also like just the theme is that like exploitation, like to an extent, right? You know, Trevor was a person who was strung out on drugs, and it was like, hey, like, we know this guy's an actor, let's use him to do this, right? And so because of that, it's like damn, like they always keep bringing this up, so now I gotta like, you know, I gotta find a way to like channel that through something else, or like just try to diffuse the situation by just bringing up something else, you know. And so yeah, it was one episode, it was like, yeah, didn't you like play it, like the manager is like, yeah, I was on drugs out of my mind, that was me. But yeah, no, it's so like I said, going back to the dynamic, it's so great seeing that with both characters. But you're definitely a bigger Ben Kingsley fan than I am.
I probably see more of his stuff unintentionally, but
you have.
Yeah. Hey, bro, I don't give two fucks if he turned around by the end. Fuck his brother.
Oh yeah, his brother was a dick.
Yeah. Maybe again, maybe it's because again we're sort of in this space, but again it is sort of relatable. It's like, I've had those conversations, like, oh, you want to be a voice actor? Yeah. It's like, is there money in that? Or
yeah, no, exactly. Like, no, exactly. And it's like, I remember telling my, like, this is like back in like the 2019, 2020, like where I had told my mom, I was like, yeah, I want to go into film. Like I said, like, I want to go in this space. I want to be a voice actor and everything. And my mom was like, you're probably going to have to move for that. And, or it's like, hey, like, you might want to like find a job and like just do that while you work on, which is like, is very sensible, but also is like, yeah, like, oh, you know, you probably won't make a lot of money from doing that. So you should just like find a job or like look into some other career field, and it's like, bro, like what the fuck, like I don't want to do that right now.
Yeah, and it's rough because it's like, if you want to survive, the likelihood is it's got to be full time, but if it's full time, you don't have time to
do what you want to do. Exactly. And so like it was just so it just became like frustrating, like hearing that from like, you know, like some like your parents, and like, and then, you know, like I don't have, I mean I have siblings, but like it wasn't on the level of like they were telling me this, but just like even like your friend, like my friends would just, they'll say that, and I'm just like, bro, this is so fucking annoying. Like I'm hearing the same shit over and over, and it was exhausting, right?
I mean, it's not even it's not even in like an arts thing too. I mean, I have a bachelor's degree in history, and they're like, and they like, oh, so you got this, oh, what's your major? History. Oh, what are you gonna do with that? I'm like, it's like,
damn, bro.
And I go, I don't know. And then they go, every time, are you gonna be a teacher? Maybe. It's like, oh,
it's
what?
It's just like, damn, bro. Like I got the degree. Be happy for me, bro. But yeah, like, and then it's like going back to like his brother. You know, his brother was like, oh yeah, you know, like I have like a business, and like we're gonna be opening some new positions. And
I loved how his line was like gibberish. Yeah, we got a new PVS. A team of 6 is going to the ICU or whatever the fuck he says. I'm like, what?
Yeah. And then it's like, yeah, we're getting some open positions. And he looks at Simon and he's like, yeah, like, you know. And then he's like, I'm not working for you. I'm not working for you, bro. Like, I'm not working for your insurance company.
Yeah.
And then he completely like shits on him. He's like, yeah, like, well, like you've been saying you were an actor, like, and you're supposed to be getting all these jobs and everything. Oh, then not to mention like, fucking, I don't know if there was his family or like it was definitely like family related, but like they were shitting on him too, because it's like, oh yeah, like it's like, yeah, like I've had like about 3-4 auditions, like, and then they're like, oh, like in a week, and then they fucking talking shit to him in like their native language, which is Haitian Creole, and
love to see that.
He's like, you know, I can understand you, right? Like they're like, oh well,
yeah, because he was like, yeah, and they were like, that's a full week. He was like, yeah, that's a full week. I mean, I gotta research and shit like that, and they're like he is so lazy. Look, he can't even afford good clothes. He doesn't even have good clothes. Look at his clothes.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's just like, bro, like what the fuck? It's just, this is like yeah, it's saying like, especially like, you know, I mean, we're not Haitian, but like we're black, so it's like, you know, black households.
Hey, bro, it's a different country now. I'm changing sides.
I'm changing. I don't black.
I am Dominican. I am Dominican, papi. I am no black. Negro nunca.
God. But yeah, no, it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, like, you know, from all sides, trying to be someone in the arts is tough. And you know, when it comes to just acting, it's like, yeah, like, you know, you're having to, you know, find the pitch and find the reasoning and do all this. And like when Simon was making annotations on the script, there's a term for that and I forgot it, but like I would do that with my scripts.
Annotating.
Like no. There's an actual word for your annotating your scripts. But whenever he was annotating the scripts and everything, I'm like, dude, yeah, I do that. And I'm not as hardcore about it as Simon is, but you know, I just understand.
Yeah, but I don't write necessarily, so I don't do like scripts and shit, so I'm not annotating. But one of the things that I did relate to is when he was auditioning, or he was just doing the audition, and he's sitting there reading the lines, and he's like trying to figure out the specific intonation and the specific way to say this one specific part of one word to make it sound like either natural or a way that sounds good.
Yeah, I also remember like he did that with Trevor, and he's like, oh, should I say like this or should I say like this?
Yeah, he did.
And he's like, yeah, I don't like the way you said it the first time. He's like, it sounds like too It sounds like he's
he
basically
said like
it just sounded like
he's like,
forced.
I don't like either. It sounded a bit forced.
It sounded like a bit forced. But yeah,
I think what accent is he? Is Liverpool?
Liverpool? No, I mean, sometimes people from Liverpool have a Scouse accent or a Scouse accent.
Yeah, but it feels like I feel like it's very Liverpool.
He's from
Iron Man 3 seems to speak
Sainton.
with a generic British or Cockney accent. Okay, that's just wrong. It's not Cockney at all.
Riding of Yorkshire. North Riding of Yorkshire. I don't know where that would be from, but wait, dude,
born and raised in Liverpool.
Okay.
God, I nailed it. God, I'm good.
You wanna know what I liked about this this show? Cinematography.
Oh yeah.
Cinematography.
I mean, it's not the same cinematographer, but we're in good hands for Brand New Day.
Yeah. But like, it's literally just, it's so dynamic. It's really, it shows off the uniqueness of the show.
Dude, the shot in the first episode, the water where he's driving the car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
bro. I was like, oh, this is a good shot, and then it kept going, and then it kept going. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's like a ascended shot. Yeah, that was really good. The one, yeah, is the one where he's on the phone
and he's mimicking his agent.
Yeah,
or no, he's mimicking his like agent's assistant, I think.
Yeah, no, it was so funny.
That was really funny. He's like, "Ooh, girl, Janelle's gonna be so mad."
Yeah, that was so funny. But yeah, like just like seeing that, just seeing the dynamic camera movement and everything with the cars and how it was. Yeah, it was so great. And then one of my other favorite shots was definitely going towards the end of the season, where he's like where he like yells and shit at the studio.
Yeah, anytime he uses his powers, like again, we're in good hands for Brand New Day. That first episode, directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, where he uses his powers for the first time, but it slowly goes in on his face, and it's like half of his face, but like just his eye, and you see his eye turn purple a bit.
Yeah,
is that not literally the Hulk, bro? I feel like Destin Daniel Cretton was like, let's do some Hulk shit, and now he's doing Hulk shit in Spider-Man.
I'm telling you, man, he's goated.
He's cooking, bro. I'm telling you, he's cooking. But yeah, there was that, and then of course when he smashes the table, that was really good. I love how it's like rippled. I love that, and then, like you said, at the end where he uses his powers and it follows him from face on.
Yeah, that's just so. It's just so fucking cool. See, the one thing that I liked, I knew they were going to do this. I knew we were going to get more powers, is because they barely show it in the trailers. Like, since they barely showed it in the trailers, I knew they were going to get a lot more than what we saw, which is good. Because like in the trailers, like there was like a lot of rumbling. We did see that shot of him screaming in the studio.
Yeah, there was the two main ones was the one of him screaming and him smashing the table.
Yeah, but yeah, we saw a lot more than that, and it was so good. How do you feel about the DODC? Like
generally, or in this show specifically?
Yeah, well, both.
In the show specifically, having a great time. I think what's the character, Agent Cleary?
Yeah,
is that his name? Cleary, I think he was introduced in Miss Marvel. I bet they were surprised when he was a pretty popular character. People were like, this guy's fun. Like, he sucks, but in a fun way. And so they were like, oh shit, this guy's people like this guy, let's keep bringing him back. Good for him. Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I think I really, really like the angle of the Department of Damage Control just not really pulling their weight to the government, because they get a lot of funding, but they're not showing a lot of results. They have a prison that's half empty, which I saw a lot of people going like, oh my God, we just saw this prison for the first time. It was in She-Hulk, man. It was in She-Hulk, and it was in something else too.
For what?
The Prism.
Yeah, it was in She-Hulk, it was in Wonder Man, and then it was in Miss Marvel as well.
Was it Miss Marvel?
Because I know there's 4 different facilities inside the MCU.
I don't remember, but it was this is not the first time we're seeing it.
Oh yeah, no, it was also in Homecoming.
No,
like it was like more so. Well, no, not the building, but I'm talking about like just like the name.
Oh
drop.
no, not damage, specifically the building.
Yeah. Okay, hold on, wait.
That's not the point. Listen, the point is, I like them. I really like the way they're going with it, and I'm really curious. I saw a tweet, and I'm really curious to see what Destin Daniel Cretton specifically sees in the Department of Damage Control, because we're getting in this, and then we're getting it. They're playing a major role in Brand New Day. Yeah. Speaking of which, I actually thought the ending was going to go a bit different. I thought that one guy, I thought the head of Department of Damage Control, I think he might be Ginger. I don't know, but you know what guy I'm talking about.
I think so.
The boss. I thought he was going to get like fired or something, because we know that the head of Department of Damage Control in Brand New Day is going to be Tremel Tillman.
Yeah.
Which is incredible, by the way. But yeah, so that's going to be really interesting to see. But the fact that Damage Control is playing such a big role, especially recently, is very fascinating. But yeah, from the beginning, I mean, the first time we saw was in Homecoming. And I mean, it was a small inclusion, but I did like the inclusion. I like the angle they had, where it was like the department, the Avengers or whoever causes the mess and then get paid to clean it up. I really like that angle. And then, there's sort of like, they monitor superpowered beings and want to get rid of the possible threats. And really, again, if you want to go with angles and parallels, the fact that really the only reason he's going after Simon in the first place is because he has to meet quotas is, pretty realistic. I mean, it's played not necessarily for laughs, but it's pretty lighthearted in this, but it's a pretty real thing where some government bodies, law agencies, whatever, will be more vigilant and actively try to get people just to meet quotas and deadlines. So,
average government facility.
Yeah. Did you like that?
Yeah, I like the DODC. I like what they're going to be setting up in the future of the MCU, and yeah, I do like that. Cleary is a pretty fun guy. He's a asshole, but a fun guy.
I love the scene in No Way Home where he's like, he's the part with Ned.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, the MJ basically said like she was Spider-Man's number 2, and he was like, what? I'm the guy in the chair. I know everything. And he's like, really? He's like, oh, I got plenty of guys in the chairs. He's like, I know, right?
But what else? One thing I do love seeing. Look. It's gonna sound crazy.
Uh-oh.
Right? It's gonna sound crazy. But I like how we have a loving mother in the show.
Especially why would that be crazy?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, I just didn't want to sound like insane. But I'm saying I'm glad. No, hold on. I'm saying I'm glad that we have a loving black mother figure in like the show,
as opposed to an unloving black mother.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there.
In real life or in fiction?
In fiction.
Okay.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yes, his mother was very fun.
Very, 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 very great. I would love to go over to the family functions.
Well,
just for her, bro.
Yeah.
She's fun. Not for Eric.
No, or those cousins.
Yeah, we gotta get them out, bro. So, and forget that neighbor too.
The neighbor
that like Trevor was talking to because he was trying to get information, and then he was like,
yes,
he's like, bloody hell, I'm just trying to like. He basically just like stop being like stop being weird or something like that. It was so funny.
He was like, I'm trying to ask about Simon, bloody hell. I didn't know. Like, I asked about Simon, not for your opinion, bloody hell, or something like that.
And then she was like, oh, and he was like, oh,
yeah.
He just walks off.
And then, but then she like curses it at him in like Haitian Creole, and it sounded so aggressive. I don't know what she said, but it sounded aggressive.
They needed to put subtitles on for that.
Yeah. For good reason. What if it was like really explicit, but like nobody at Marvel knows the language, so they're like, I guess it's fine. Do you think they have a specific word for the N-word, or do you think it's just the N-word?
I don't know, man. Probably. What's another thing? Well, another episode that I liked was, when they're in Von Kovac's house, aka DC's Netanyahu.
Jesus.
But like, no, that was such a great episode for sure. Them doing like different exercises, and the guy's like, oh yeah, like I was like Paul Thomas Anderson's like surfer instructor, and he asked me if I wanted to be in a movie, and he's like yeah, like I'm just a natural.
Yeah, then he does the scene, and they're like, fuck, he is a natural.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then
were you shocked by the scene where he punches that guy's head?
Yeah, I was like, this has got to be like a sequence, like a dream sequence, and it was. And they ended up doing a scene from Pretty Woman.
Yeah,
but I like that balcony talk.
Yeah, that was very good.
And then they segued into the actual like scene, and they ended up being cast. But that was so good.
He was like, yeah, I was ready to let you go, but my dude, you are. I also liked how the people that he chose as the front runners were clearly like different types. So you had like the there was one guy who was like the standard, like if we want to go like OG was like just a white guy, and then you had the really young looking dude if you wanted to do a younger version, and then of course you had Simon, who's black. So they had all like the sort of types that they could possibly have gone for.
Gotta give it to Simon though,
because he's black. And again, like just one scene where the news breaks and it's like, really, a black Wonder Man? I don't know about that.
Someone's like scrolling on Twitter.
Hashtag
Wonder black.
Hashtag
hell no.
Not my Wonder Man.
Hashtag Wonder Woke.
Yeah.
woke man. that would have been crazy. Also, this motherfucker can fly, bro.
Yeah.
Great. Another great usage of powers.
Should have been Nathan Fillion. Yeah.
Matt, what would you do if they did like a legacy character type of thing with like Wonder Man?
Well, that's actually I again saw it on Twitter, and it is kind of a missed opportunity. But for anyone that doesn't know, Nathan Fillion was originally cast as Simon Williams in Wonder Man back in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, because James Gunn likes to cast Nathan Fillion in everything, and he puts him in like cameo roles. But yeah, he was going to play Wonder Man, and then his scene got cut, so which kind of low-key blessing in disguise because it allowed this show to exist. But it would have been fun for him to make a cameo as the original Wonder Man in that the sequence that we got of the original film. Like, if that was Nathan Fillion, that would have been really fun.
Yeah,
but it wasn't, and Marvel sucks. So
crazy. So someone said that like episode 4 was like a successor to like Atlanta. I
was about to I saw a lot of comparisons to Atlanta, and I was like, he is black, I guess.
It was like episode 4 and 5.
Yeah. Which one was episode 5? Is that where they go to the kid's house?
Yeah, like they were here making fucking chamoy candy like it's like meth, bruh.
and then the police guy, he's like they're in there making drugs, and it's like, we told you it's candy, Miss Gonzalez.
It's candy. And then like I like how like it was so funny. I see like I've started seeing like memes about it. It's like he's like Simon's like on the phone, he's like talking to like his agent, and they start shooting. He's like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
That
bro.
is pretty Atlanta.
It's like put out a gun. Whoa, shoot! And like they're about to like shoot this kid, bro, in broad daylight. So we gotta catch this kid. You have super speed? No, I don't have super speed.
The only difference is in Atlanta, the episode would have ended right when they run away. They're like, oh shit, we gotta go. Then the episode would have ended.
Exactly. It's not Atlanta unless Simon Williams had a invisible car.
Yeah. Good show, huh? Atlanta, that is.
Yeah. Amazing. But I don't have anything else to say about the show right now. Unless you bring something up.
It man, the scene where Trevor essentially sacrifices himself.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that was a good one.
I was telling you, shit was making me emotional, man, because obviously on a plot level, he's making this sacrifice to Simon to both, you know, protect Simon, also prove his friendship and loyalty, but also I was emotional because we got to see more Mandarin. I was like, yippee, he's back, America. I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm sad, but yes.
Bro, he managed to like do that shit so fucking fast, bro. That was like kind of crazy.
This is an air base in Kuwait. Some people call me a terrorist. Some consider me a teacher. I love him so much. He's so good. Did it? How early did it click for you that he was gonna break in to save Trevor in that like epilogue sequence?
It wasn't that long, honestly.
It took me too long. I was like, oh yeah, he's searching a role. I was like, oh, this is nice. And then he was like, oh well, you know, it took some talking to my job. I was like, oh, okay. That makes more sense.
And look, I thought we were gonna. Well, did you think that we were gonna get like some cameos?
No.
In the DODC.
I mean, what cameos will we get? Abomination? It's really the only person we know that's in there.
Yes.
Is where did the DODC prison show up?
It's in Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, Wonder Man, and then also Shang-Chi.
It wasn't Miss Marvel?
It was in Miss Marvel, yes.
Oh, okay. It was only in Shang-Chi and on a technicality.
I have it right here. Well, I'm sending you the pictures of Miss Marvel.
Ah, yes. That's why, because it's at that angle. Interesting how it looks completely different in Wonder Man. It's like remote. Simple retcons. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. I can't think of anything else. Yeah, the only other things that I can think of are like small moments. Like when Simon starts doing the thing he did in episode 1. And then Trevor saves him. Yeah. That was a nice moment like that.
And like, he was getting angry, or he's getting a little, well, I didn't say angry, but he was getting fired up.
He's like, yo. You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
He's like, yo, man, eat a Snickers. You know you when you're hungry.
Oh, the part where he's with the interviewer and he's all like, yeah, what did my brother say? Because we had a tumultuous relationship. And she was like, he said he's really proud of you and that he sorry for doubting you and shit like that. He's like, oh, okay, cool.
Yep. He's like, oh, he's like, damn. He's like,
oh, now that I got money. Now that I got money, he ain't talking no more. How much money do you think he got?
For Wonder Man?
Yeah.
For it? Like, I'm talking about like in universe Simon Williams?
In universe.
Like, probably like at least a couple thousand. Like a couple 100,000, maybe.
He got 500,000, I guarantee it.
Yo,
that's a pretty standard fee.
If it's Von Kovac, making a superhero film.
If it's the start of a franchise, or at least that's the idea, the first one you get 500,000, and then you get bumped up depending on how successful the franchise is. Yeah. Like Chris Evans made $500,000 from first Avenger.
That's crazy.
It's too much money. Actors should be paid less, to be honest.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
That and producers overpaying themselves is like, I guarantee you, is the number one reason all these fucking budgets are inflated to shit. Anyway, good show.
Great show, even.
Anyone hating? Literally, I don't know what you want. Like, literally, the fact that people are like, oh, it's a superhero show and there's no action. It's a boring show. You don't deserve good things, man.
Motherfuckers want hype moments and aura.
Literally.
And then like they'll complain that there's no character development.
Idiots, bro. Idiots, I swear. But yeah, I really hope this does well so we can get a season 2. And the producers said, like, they have some ideas like floating around. So it's like, if it could get a season 2, basically. It's not, they weren't like, no, this is always meant to be a one and done. So that's a good sign, at least.
Yeah.
I'd listen to a podcast of Trevor Slattery and Simon Williams just talking about film. He's so charming, Ben Kingsley. Oh, you know what I was going to say earlier? Because you were like, oh, people said Simon Williams was unlikable. Obviously, that's a good thing because complex characters exist and they're ultimately better for it. But, like, Matt Murdock fucking sucks. Like, he's not a good dude. Like, but, like, we love him. He's a great character. But, like, he's a dick.
Yeah.
So just be like, oh, yeah, Simon Williams, he's unlikable. Is it because he's black? I think it's racially motivated. That's what I'm going to chalk it up to. Anyone hating is a racist. That's what it is. There's no room for constructive criticism. Anyway, Tora, did you watch anything lately?
Yeah. I watched Iron Lung.
No, you didn't.
The hell?
Yeah, we watched Iron Lung, yeah.
We watched Iron Lung yesterday. And gotta say, we have thoughts about it.
Yeah.
And Payne, you should start it off first. Well, because you're more so of an expert.
Don't we want to do a full review?
A full review?
Yeah, next week.
Like next episode?
Yeah.
You know what? We could do that.
Yeah. We could do like
I gave it a 3.5.
Yeah, we can do small thoughts though. Yeah, Tori gave it 3.5. I gave it 4. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too.
That's all you gotta say for it.
honestly, not even gonna like lie to you. This is probably a movie. Not probably. This is gonna be like one of the first movies that like I will like literally buy like a physical release for. Like one of the newer films I would buy. Yeah, I would buy.
Well, we don't know if it's gonna get a physical release.
Well, I'm saying if it happens,
right?
I would get one for this.
I want to ask him.
Like I would.
All I want to do is ask him. Hey, Mark, Blu-ray? Question mark? Please.
Blu-ray? It doesn't Criterion? I'm just kidding. imagine Iron Lung being the Criterion collection. Like,
bro, the amount of people that'd be pissed off. I'd love it. Why isn't Iron Man in the Criterion collection?
Why isn't any superhero movie in the Criterion collection?
Yeah, if anything, The Dark Knight should be. It's actually kind of crazy. The Dark Knight's not Criterion.
Yeah, no, I agree. You know what else should be in Criterion?
Logan. Into the Spider-Verse.
Logan into the Spider-Verse, yeah. I was thinking Birds of Prey.
I was thinking Black Adam.
Black Adam, the Criterion collection.
Yeah, Justice League.
Oh, bruh. No. This is gonna be a go-to one. They dead ass should put Batman v Superman in the Criterion collection. We'll take it one step even further. Let's put Rebel Moon in the director's cut in Criterion collection.
We can put BVS in the Criterion as long as it's the theatrical cut.
As long as it's theatrical.
No, but if you want our Iron Lung thoughts, tune in next week on Avengenerds. You watch anything else?
No.
I watched 2 things, but I do have a carryover from last week because I completely forgot to talk about it. I played Dispatch.
Dispatch.
Good. All right, moving on. No, I picked Blonde Blazer. She was the obvious. I'm sorry. She was the obvious choice. It doesn't. I'm sorry. Invisigal doesn't make any sense. She just doesn't. Narratively, Blonde Blazer makes the most sense. Not only that, it's like, look, it feels like the Teen Titans shit where people are like Raven or Starfire, and it's like, and most people choose Raven, and it's like, on one hand I get it, but on the other hand, Blonde Blazer is like mature.
Yeah, she's like very like, I think she's the best case of it being like well-rounded. See, it's like Invisigal, like she freaked out, and she is like immature, and like that's cool and all, because like, you know, like who wouldn't? But Blonde Blazer, she cares about you in a non-toxic way.
Yeah. And it feels like everyone's motivation for picking Invisigal is like, I can fix her kind of thing. And it's like, I don't know. It just didn't make any sense to me. But other people were like, narratively, I think it makes sense. I'm like, I don't know. I disagree.
Yeah. So yeah, Dispatch can't wait till we have kids and we have homes in our 30s before season 2 drops.
Oh yeah. If we get a season 2.
No, we're gonna get a season 2.
Well, we'll see.
Telltale games, of course they take forever, but they always drop something.
Well, Telltale vanished.
Telltale is still a thing.
Well, now it is, but the Dispatch, I mean, it's not Telltale. It's from a lot of the same people.
It's Telltale, yeah.
It's not. No, it's not.
They formed into a different company.
Yeah, that doesn't make it okay. I watched Devs. The miniseries Devs, the FX series from Alex Garland. This I actually remember this show being relatively big at the time, but it's not something that I hear a lot of people talk about anymore. I'm getting Sunshine vibes. Because I was just like, wow, this show is fucking good. This show is fucking good. Has a lot of same people from Civil War in it. The main character in Devs is, do you remember the Asian girl with glasses, the one of the press in Civil War?
Yes,
that's the main character in Devs. One of the other characters is like one of the snipers when they in Civil War when they get pinned down. Nick Offerman is in it. Love Nick Offerman. Oh, fucking, I'm blanking on her. Allison Pill from Scott Pilgrim is in it quite a bit. Stephen McKinley Henderson is in it. The GOAT. Kaylee Spaney is in it. Generally, all around terrific cast. But it's an incredible sci-fi show. The show is about free will versus determinism, and that's kind of all I want to say about it, to be honest with you, other than the fact, I guess the Nick Offerman's character is sort of a tech guru, you know, sort of I don't want to say Elon Musk type, because it's not like he's not doing like an Elon Musk character, but he's a tech guy, and his whole thing is basically proving determinism is reality over people having free will. And that's essentially the conceit of the show. It's very good. I genuinely highly recommend it. It's 8 episodes, I believe, and that's on the Hulu Disney Plus shit. You can knock it out in a day or two. But
I do have Disney Plus again,
as you should.
I took the L, and I paid for it, even though my mom has it.
You got a month, bro.
I do have a month.
You have a month. Time to lock in.
Actually, no. Well, I'll explain to you the method off the air.
Oh. Yeah, but it's very, very good. I'm trying to think if I can say anything else without spoiling it, but I'm going to refrain. I also watched The Smashing Machine, finally. Oh, damn. Well, I was going to say where you could watch it, but I don't think it's there anymore.
It's on Max, bro.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, is it not? It doesn't say on Google. I guess it should be. If it's not on HBO Max, that's insane. Oh yeah, no, there it is.
Okay, cool.
It's there. Okay, Google's tripping. Okay. Yeah, I watched The Smashing Machine. The Rock, he's playing a UFC fighter, Mark Kerr. Yeah, the whole movie. I mean, it is to be expected, but like the whole movie, I'm just like, wow, he looks just like The Rock and nothing like The Rock at the same time. It's fascinating. And then this isn't a spoiler because you see it in the trailer, but at one point he shaves his head and he's bald, and you'd think because The Rock is bald that he'd look more like The Rock, but he actually looks less like The Rock. I don't understand how that's possible. How can he, when he has hair, he looks more like The Rock than when he doesn't? It doesn't make sense. It's like the makeup, the prosthetics are so subtle that it's like it's The Rock, but it's not The Rock. I'm like, what am I looking at? But like in a good way. It was really good, to be honest. I think I gave it 4 stars. A lot of people were disappointed or didn't like the way it was filmed. It's sort of filmed sort of documentary style. The camera work specifically. It's not like there's talking heads, but yeah, the way it's filmed is sort of in documentary style. It's also like they jump around a lot in his story, but I don't know. I really liked it. It made it feel more grounded and real because it's based on a true story. But yeah, I thought it was really good. The Rock's performance. I've been saying for a while now that The Rock has just been playing The Rock for so long. I just want to see him take on a dramatic role, and now that he's done that, I'm pretty pleased with it. The only time I felt his performance really faltered, there was a moment in the beginning. Again, I think it's in the trailer, so I don't think it's a spoiler, but regardless, there's a moment where he sort of breaks down crying. I didn't think his performance there was the best, but it was still good. And yeah, I was very impressed with it. I was very happy. But everyone else was really good. There's a guy who plays his best friend in it, and I was the whole movie. I was like, who is this guy? This guy looks so familiar. I've seen him in something, and I looked him up. I haven't seen him in shit because he's a real UFC fighter, and I was like, does this guy just have one of those faces? Like, I don't watch UFC. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. But he just, I don't know. Yeah, I guess he just has one of those faces. But he looked so familiar. Emily Blunt was really good. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's based on a true story. It's like there's not much more to say. But I recommend it on HBO Max. Yeah, really solid stuff. Does it deserve an Oscar nomination for his performance? No, it's not. He's not. I didn't watch it and go, holy shit, this performance is transcendent. It's not. I don't think it was Oscar worthy, but it was still very, very good. It's definitely The Rock's best performance. Well, maybe not as good as Black Adam, but it's up there. But yeah, that's all I watched. So is that the show?
That is the show.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening to the Avengenerds podcast. If you want to follow us, we're at Avengenerds on Twitter. That's AVENGE nerds, all one word. If you want to follow either one of us, you can reach me at Zenith_ on Twitter, youtube.com/@Zenith, and Zenith on Letterboxd. Where can they reach you?
You can reach me at Torin Guy on Instagram, and my letterbox is Torrentino.
Hell yeah. We also have a Discord if you'd like to join the conversation there. This will be linked in the show notes. You can also check out our link tree for any additional links you may be interested in. You can also review the show in-app on Apple Podcasts. If you could leave 5 stars in a review, it would really help us out. Thanks again for listening to Avengenerds Podcast. We'll see you next week with Iron Lung.
Later.